I'm glad you're here.
I came over as soon as I got your message.
Thank you.
Very well. Let's hear it then.
So I bought this house 5 years ago, and I've been living in it ever since. As you can see, this place is very old. It was built 150 years ago or more.
And what is the problem with this house?
Sometimes I hear strange noises coming from the room upstairs. Also, pieces of furniture and stuff keep moving on their own.
What items and furniture?
When I got this place, I kept some of the old furniture lying around. Stuff like sofas, couches, some of the paintings and mirrors.
And it's only the old furniture that move around?
Yeah, basically.
Why do you think that is?
Listen, I'm not the superstitious kind, but judging from what's been happening in this place, I'm starting to believe in all sorts of ghosts and goblins.
You see, whenever we run out of rational or scientific explanations for such events, we tend to link them to supernatural beings, ghosts or demons.
But the thing is, it's only because we don't have the right knowledge about these phenomena. You mean to tell me that ghosts and goblins don't exist?
For now, let's just stick to what we're dealing with right now.
Alright.
Have you ever wondered why spirits and such always seem to be roaming in old buildings?
Actually, not.
Have you ever heard anything about parallel worlds?
Yeah, but unfortunately, I don't know much about it.
You see, by parallel worlds, I mean realms that only fork or are divided due to a quantum event. In other words, the multiverse theory suggests that we do something in this universe, and another person in a parallel universe does the exact same thing. That person being an identical copy of you, living on a planet just like Earth, in a galaxy just like ours. But the other thing is, the other person might occasionally do things that you don't necessarily do.
You mean what is happening in my house is somehow related to parallel universe?
Yes, that's right. We usually see a thinning of the quantum fabric between these worlds and an old properties or a place that haven't gone through changes for years. This in turn gives us the opportunity to witness events happening in other realms from our world.
Do you mean to tell me that there is someone in a parallel world doing things that I'm not doing? And this is causing the furniture in my house to move about on their own?
That is exactly what's happening. And the longer these similar places in two worlds stay relatively unchanged, the higher the chances for such interferences to occur.
So what should I do now?
I suggest you plan an overall house renovation, or at least move the older furniture for starters.
What did I do? Why am I arrested?
I'm sorry, I can't give you an explanation right now.
There must be some mistake. At least let me make a phone call.
Hang on, sir, soon.
By God, this is so bizarre.
That's the sixth one from morning till now.
I read the station report an hour ago. They brought in over 400 people since yesterday.
My God.
Would you tell me what you're talking about? You'll see for yourself in a minute.
What?
What are you? Where have you come from?
I don't understand what you mean. I was leaving the house to go to work like every day when you arrested me.
Talking to them is useless. All of them keep saying the same sentence.
Oh my God, dear God, this can't be real.
You don't look like a medium.
Well, that's because I'm not.
But the advertisement said you summon ghosts.
Call me what you will. The important thing is that I'm here to help. You seem to be having trouble with spirits. Is that right?
I lost my wife in an accident 3 years ago.
Sorry to hear that.
Last week I I saw the ghost of my wife in the kitchen. She stood there for a few seconds and then vanished.
And after that, did you happen to see her again?
Yes, I did. Ever since last week, I've been consistently seeing her appear out of nowhere. And it almost always happened in the kitchen, every night.
You say she's always there. I mean, you only see her in the kitchen?
Yeah, she's always there.
During this time, has she ever noticed your presence?
Just once.
And did she speak to you? Did you notice her react in a particular way?
As soon as she saw me, she started screaming. Of course, I couldn't hear her voice, but I knew she was screaming by the look on her face and the way she opened her mouth. I think I may have figured out what you're dealing with.
Really? Do you mind if my other associates come in? They're waiting outside behind the door.
I don't understand.
I'm afraid you must leave the building to us for a while.
Could you tell me what's happened here?
The thing is, the person you saw here was not actually the spirit of your dead wife.
Wait, what?
In fact, she's your actual wife, only in a different timeline. These fractures in time have been occurring for years now, and when something like this happens, people always assume they're seeing ghosts.
My God.
That's right, and now, you, my friend, have a time fracture right in your kitchen.
My name is Mike. I have worked as a professional TV editor for 6 years. I led a normal life, quiet life, had a decent job until 2 years ago, when I stumbled upon something peculiar, completely out of left field, and it changed my life forever. One of those things we humans may have experienced for thousands of years and yet never quite noticed. One day, while editing some raw footage for a TV program, by pure accident I came upon something out of ordinary. A strange image. A shot of this person caught on camera, which was so bizarrely distorted. And this shift was only visible in a single frame. I couldn't simply brush it off as a coincidence. Now, it has been 2 years since that day, and I've meticulously gone through piles of stock photo and footage. I've come to realize that this phenomenon must have always been occurring for years, and yet people never noticed it. Never got a glimpse of that moment. A moment captured on film, so terrifying and only visible in a single frame.